Ever pondered whether someone you may harbor a covert attraction to you? It could be a buddy, co-worker, or someone you see on a regular basis today, revealing 10 subtle yet distinct indications of a woman's covert attraction. We'll decode these signals for you. From the standpoint of Stoic philosophy, assisting you in comprehending and navigating these exchanges with knowledge, and keep your cool, and remember to like this. Watch the video and sign up for Stoic Pulse. Support enables us to continue providing you with number one in terms of valuable content. Rose. Focus and imagine that you're at a social gathering. At a gathering, a woman who consistently appears to be nearby and inquiring about your interests, you and your day. Greater focus and sincere interest are powerful markers of attraction. But as Stoics, how do we comprehend and analyze this? When someone is curious, they frequently seek for more in-depth discussions. They inquire open-ended inquiries and demonstrate an acute curiosity about your life. For instance, she may recall minor details you cited weeks ago as your favorite book or tale from your early years, and raise them in dialogue that demonstrates she is truly interested in listening to. As Stoics, we see these indications without drawing hasty conclusions. Rather, we observe recurring trends of behavior over time. These recurring interest-based gestures can convey sincere attraction. For example, if she consistently inquires about your activities for the weekend or displays a strong curiosity in your individual narratives. It's not just being courteous. It's an indication that she appreciates your conversation. Let's say you brought up her interest or pastime in passing, and she subsequently gives you a modest surprise gift pertaining to that or raises it in later dialogues, which is an obvious indication that she's listening carefully and appreciating what you say. Little things often speak loudest. The loudest, as well as most focused, can also indicate that she tries to appear. For instance, she might display where you are, up at gatherings or locations where she knows her actions demonstrate that she's making a special effort to develop chances to spend time with you. Consider her reaction when you speak. Discussing your interests and passions, she asks while leaning in and maintaining eye contact. These are indicators of follow-up queries. Not only is she being courteous, but she's sincere interest and involvement in learning more about your Stoicism encourages us to stay alert and in the moment in these exchanges, recognizing the interest and focus without turning into, we notice that we are too attached to it. Respect and stay grounded with the number 2, intimacy and touch. Then let's discuss the physical intimacy. Picture yourself at a gathering, and as you can see, this woman consistently finds a justification for being physically close to you is an important measure of attraction. However, let's examine this in more detail. Indicates that physical intimacy might appear in, there are numerous ways a man could sit next to you, even when there are alternatives. When speaking with you, seats lean in or identify justifications for informal touches, such as sweeping anything from your mind or stroking your arm lightly during These delicate gestures are used in discussion, but strong markers of comfort and attractiveness. Take this into account if you're seated around a table and she selects the take a seat next to you instead than across from you, or if she usually finds an excuse to take a moment to yourself. They are indications of intense interest from a Stoic viewpoint. Comprehending these indicators is about witnessing how people behave in their natural states while honoring individual boundaries. Picture yourself at a busy event, and even though there are plenty of seats, choices she constantly manages to be near you when she's around is felt, or possibly in a group. She guides her body during the discourse. Words spoken at you that gently indicate. Another illustration of her attention and concentration is when she touches you tenderly while discussions, a light smack on the arm when she chuckles, or a gentle pat on the. These taps on the shoulder are frequently subliminal strategies for creating the lessons of physical connections Stoicism to recognize these bodily indicators, while, by keeping our cool, we can identify and value these indicators without allowing them to control our feelings or behaviors. It's crucial to honor her limits and react with generosity, and mirroring behavior in matching awareness. Take into account circumstances where she could open doors for physical proximity, such as implying activities involving intimate engagement or placing herself in methods that help you get to know her better. These are all faint but distinct indications of the third attraction's reflecting and corresponding behavior. Let's examine the idea presently of the reflecting image that you're experiencing a discussion, and you begin to notice that she is imitating your movements, using your words, or putting her in line. Mirroring your timetable is a subliminal method of establishing rapport and showing interest in someone when they mimics your actions. It's their method of reaching out to you more deeply. For example, leaning forward could allow her to do the likewise. If you use a particular term, she may begin to use it as well. Subconscious actions produce a feeling of, as Stoics, we value harmony and connection. Recognize these subtleties and comprehend them as a component of human mirroring interactions reveals a deeper, frequently observing subliminal connections. This conduct can help us understand her emotions, but we act in this way without making snap judgments, assuming you've been discussing a great cup of coffee. When you visit a store, she abruptly advises meeting there, or maybe you make use of specific gestures with your hands while speaking, and you observe how she quietly mimics such gestures. These behaviors show that she's attempting to create a stronger bond. By mirroring can also be created by her taking up your pastimes and interests. If she begins to hear the same, listening to music, viewing the same programs, or taking part in things you like, these are indicators that she's looking for common ground and establish a closer connection. We learn to observe from level Stoicism various actions while maintaining mental clarity, acknowledging the work she's doing to connect without getting too attached. To the result, value the relationship but maintain your composure and stability. Think about the way she arranges her schedule. Does she recommend getting together with yours whenever it suits you, or does she will modify her plans to make room for you? The fourth most common regular communication is an additional potent indication of attraction. Does she frequently comments on your texts, social media updates, or look for justifications to get in touch? And let's discuss what this indicates and how to understand it. When someone is fascinated, they naturally wish to communicate often. Communication demonstrates her thought process regarding you and wishes to keep her existence in your life, such as she may check in or send you a good morning text. Depending on your day, she might also comment on your postings on social media, proving that she is making payments. Pay attention to what you say and picture her regularly, sends you articles or memes that she believes you might like, or she frequently comments and loves your hosts. These are all indications that she's searching in order to interact with you as Stoics. We acknowledge the significance of communication. Be mindful of how frequently she makes touch and makes an attempt to add to your discussions. This can be a definite sign of her curiosity. If she's the first to get in touch following a discussion or consistently tries to maintain the talking, is a sign that she values your correspondence. Think about how she reacts to your messages. Prompt, considerate responses show sincere interest and consider the. Additionally, what are the contents of her messages? Considerate and unique, or are they both generic and impersonal communications that convey sincere concern for your life and welfare? Are powerful signs of attraction that we should appreciate the link without letting it govern our emotions. Think about how often she initiates chats and the themes she chooses. If she keeps bringing up personal or important topics, it demonstrates that she appreciates your viewpoint and likes to share her fifth thought about you. Authentic greetings. Let's now discuss sincere praise. Praises. A woman who is privately drawn to you will frequently provide sincere praises. Like this aren't just regarding your appearance. They additionally discuss your values, accomplishments, and personality. She might, for example, enhance your humorous nature, your diligence, or your benevolence. These praises surpass the shallow and demonstrate that she respects your personal identity when the compliments are genuine and targeted. They show a greater degree of interest. As Stoics, we take praise with humility and grace in recognition of their greater significance, which we value in these motions without getting dependent on them, acknowledging them as manifestations of sincere love. Consider the "you look good today," which is a difference, and "I truly respect how committed you are" pertain to your work. The latter demonstrates a greater degree of gratitude and comprehension of your personality, particularly when compliments touch on your basic principles and character traits. Sincere compliments are a powerful indication of compliments with genuine curiosity, can also concentrate on the little things she observes about you. She might say, for instance, how much she values your upbeat demeanor, or how you respond to challenging circumstances. These kinds of praises are given with grace, demonstrate that she is listening intently. Stoicism teaches us to be true to ourselves. Accept their praises with a healthy mind. We recognize and respect them without allowing them to boost our self-esteem. It's about realizing the sincere gratitude that goes into the words. Take into account how she presents these. Are compliments impromptu and genuine, or do they feel compelled to sincere but fake compliments arrive naturally and frequently without much consideration, demonstrating genuine attention and admiration? Number 6. Anxiety and restlessness. Anxiety may indicate attraction. If you see her blushing or fidgeting, appearing a little nervous around you, it could mean she's interested in your viewpoint and wishes to create a positive impression. Anxiety can appear in other approaches, including playing with her, twitching her hair with her hands, or, when you talk to her, she blushes. These are all indications that she could be experiencing a little nervous, since she is concerned about what you believe. That from a Stoic standpoint, we observe these indicators with empathy and knowing and acknowledging that anyone can feel a little attracted, anxious. By being conscious of these indicators, we able to help her and react kindly, feel more at ease. Picture yourself at a social gathering and observe that she appears more anxious around you than others would indicate that she's especially. I'm curious in your thoughts as Stoics. Develop understanding and empathy, assisting in calming people by being thoughtful and kind in our answers. Additionally, anxious behavior can include fumbling over words and giggling uncomfortably, or not making eye contact. With these indicators show that she's making a concerted effort to favorable impression, which frequently indicates that she appreciates your viewpoint with great stoicism. Instructs us to exercise patience and comprehension under these circumstances, realizing that her anxiety is an indication of her interest. Answering with comfort and certainty contribute to the creation of a more relaxed and sincere communication. Examine her behavior in various. She is more at ease in these circumstances. Others, but appears anxious in particular. This contrast might be evident all around you, a sign of her emotions and effort. She is making an effort to impress you. 7 common findings. Discovering shared interests. Another indication of attraction is when she expresses curiosity about your interests and activities. Does she begin to pay attention? Listening to the same song and viewing the same demonstrates or shows interest in your favorite sports, And this is how she is establishing a common basis. For instance, if you bring up a band you enjoy, and she might begin to enjoy their music, and then bring it up in discussion if you enjoy hiking, she might recommend taking a hike with them. These attempts to identify points of agreement are powerful markers of attraction, such as Stoics. We value your efforts to connect with the understanding that discovering shared interests, is a reflection of her level of interest and effort. She's trying to bond is a reciprocal investigation of shared beliefs and hobbies. Take into account how she might make an effort to find out more regarding a subject you're enthusiastic about. If you have a certain hobby and she begins posing in-depth queries or recommending similar tasks, it displays she is committed to comprehending and revealing that aspect of yourself. Common interests in life are also evident in her attempts to incorporate you into her arrangements. If she asks you to attend events or pursuits that are relevant to your interests, it is obvious that she wants to spend more time to spend with you and exchange stories. You like Stoicism because it teaches us to acknowledge and value these shared interests without getting too associated with them. We participate in these enjoyable activities with a balanced mindset. The relationship while preserving our own self-perception. Consider her response. When discussing your hobbies, does she exhibit sincere excitement and out of interest? Does she try to converse about various subjects? You have a deep passion for these indications that she appreciates your hobbies and wishes to establish a more profound connection. The eighth, open body language conveys a lot of information. Direct eye contact and open, relaxed attitudes and sincere smiles are powerful markers. Let's examine the attraction's main components. These indicators and how to interpret their nonverbal cues involves confronting you directly without leaning in and crossing arms, while direct eye contact throughout conversations is another strong indication that she's involved and curious about what you're expressing. Sincere smiles, particularly those that are visible to the naked eye, show genuine pleasure of your presence while observing. These indicators are helpful when viewed stoically. Remain conscious and grounded while appreciating the nonverbal clues that frequently indicate genuine emotions. We recognize these indications without growing unduly dependent on their ramifications. Picture yourself at a meeting, and she always looks at you, her body language while keeping her eyes making contact and grinning. Indeed, they are powerful signs. Sincerely, because she's not just at ease with you, but also sincerely curious about your exchange as Stoics. We recognize these indicators while preserving our own poise and honor. Open body language may also incorporate delicate motions, such as touching her head, tilting, or mirroring due to her hair. Your actions and these behaviors show she seems at ease and involved in the Stoic conversation. Teaches us to take note of these nonverbal clues, using a clear-headedly identifying and valuing without allowing them to control our feelings. It's important to be in the moment and conscious at the time. Think about how she also responds to your body language. Does she react favorably to your gestures, as well as explains this reciprocal exchange of nonverbal clues are an effective way of interest and attraction. Number 9, create a future when she incorporates you into her future ambitions. It's an obvious indication of, regardless of whether it's implying upcoming gatherings to discuss events or arranging vacations, she's showing that she want you to be a part of her life because, for instance, she might say, "We ought to visit the just opened eatery next week," or "It would be wonderful to attend that." Coordinate these assertions. Declare her wish to spend more time from a Stoic perspective with you. Later viewpoint. We recognize the significance of these plans and their implications. We appreciate the consideration and purpose for which they perceive them as displays of sincere attention and love. Take into account how she regularly makes plans or brings up upcoming events that engage you, demonstrating that she's considering you in the long run and appreciates having you in her life as a II sees. We acknowledge and value these gestures, recognizing their profound significance. Planning for the future can also involve talking about the 10th holiday weekend support and protection. At last, strong support and protectiveness. What signs of attraction does she exhibit? Care for your health, stand out for may assist you in your pursuits. These behaviors reveal a profound degree of care. For example, she could leave her method of assisting you with a project, defend you in a discussion, or make sure to observe your use of these gestures represent sincere love. And as Stoics, we acknowledge and cherish this assistance, acknowledging its origins in sincere concern. We react with appreciation and admiration. Consider how she always supports your objectives, whether they're participating in your events and supporting you with duties or just being present for these acts. Demonstrate emotional support. She cares about your health, and there is also evidence of success, protectiveness. In the way she responds to the difficulties you face, if she's willing to aid right now or protect you in trying circumstances, it's evidence that she genuinely cares about your stoicism. For well-being instructs us to appreciate and return the favor. Take a look at her protectiveness, her assistance in a number of areas of your. Is she there for you when things go tough? How often does she acknowledge your accomplishments and support you when you face difficulties? These behaviors reveal a sincere and profound take care of you. Now that we've discovered these indicators, let's talk about how to take a Stoic approach to them. Our 3 useful lessons in Stoicism for managing these exchanges. Notice without passing judgment. Listen to her. Activities without allocating them right away, indicating that this keeps you rooted and avoids needless emotional peaks and lows. Are attracted to boundaries and respect them. Does not imply that consent is always respected. Borders and personal space while preserving your own poise and integrity. Reacts with virtue, regardless of whether you return the attraction or not. React with consideration, decency, and the foundation of Stoic virtue is honesty. By using these guidelines, you can manage connections with clarity and respect while maintaining your Stoic values, such as witnessing without judging entails refraining from making snap judgments, not predicated on a single action, but instead searching for recurring trends. In order to respect borders, one must be aware of her degree of comfort, and not going beyond the call of duty and reacting with virtue implies performing honorably in any case. Of your feelings about these Stoic principles assist us in keeping things in balance and calmness in our dealings. We recognize the signals of attraction without become unduly dependent on them. It is about appreciating and acknowledging the relationship while preserving our own feeling of self. I'd want to hear from, have you ever encountered these? What was your response to the indicators of attraction? Tell your tales in the comments section. Here, if you have any inquiries regarding Stoic philosophy or future-oriented concepts, videos show me how involved you are. Us produce material that appeals to. Additionally, remember to hit that like button if this video was useful to you, and sign up for Stoic Pulse to learn more. Perspectives and useful Stoic knowledge. Keep in mind that human behavior. Stoic ideas enable us to lead more contented and thoughtful lives, whether acknowledging science,